So this is the self-development with tactics book.
So, this one's going to be again about Reddit and about a new Reddit quote-unquote section. I still don't know what it is called, I'm very sorry. But it is about Reddit Get Motivated, and I hope that there's going to be something very interesting for us in here. So stay tuned, and there's going to be more after the intro. As always, it's every day, and this is actually in theory, Let's think about it. In theory, this is the third episode that I'm recording right now because I've had to record the first one 2 times because my HDD, my hard drive was like, no, not having any space for you now. There's no space for you. Fuck you. And then I had to record it once again. And the whole conclusion of the story is that check the shit before. Check the shit before you do something so that you're not gonna be fucked. My advice, at least, But yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. I'm pumped for this episode. I really am. Even though I have just seen something nice, but I also have to be talking about that. But before, if you want to listen to this episode, the link to the podcast is going to be down in the description. So if you want to listen to it as if it would be an audiobook, then please check out the links in the description because you can also just have it as an audiobook experience. In my point of view, it is way more efficient than sitting here for 30 minutes or maybe even 60 minutes. Don't know what I'm going to do today and just watch me doing something. I guess actually listening, of course, there's going to be upsides and downsides of both sides. The upsides of the podcast is definitely being a little bit more efficient since you can do something simultaneously and all those things, but you're not going to see things that I'm showing you, some pictures, some other things. But yeah, something you have to kind of cope with, you have to be aligned with, I don't know. But yeah, let's actually see and what this Reddit is all about. There are 2 discussions there, in the first place, but never mind. And there is a picture. The image, it's never too late to find out what you want. She said yes. And there's a picture and there's a guy holding a sign. And on the sign there is, she said yes, which is pretty cool. And I also have to say, it's never too late. It's never too late to find what you want. And it's always good to search for new things and search for what you're meant to do and who you're meant to be, because I don't know, I wonder how many people and how many people have been thinking about and or figured out the true meaning and or the true calling just in their late 60s or 70s or 50s or whatnot, so when they're relatively old, since being 50 is not really old, like it's half of your life, in theory it's half of your life. Even though, and this is actually a pretty good point, I've been trying out to posting my blog posts that every single day I'm posting a blog post, and I've also tried to post them in the Reddit areas, the self-improvement section, I think, and also another one. The thing is, yesterday, or was it today? I think it's actually been today. Yeah, it's been today. Today I've been writing about being old or time in perspective. And I've been talking about, when you're 50 years old, you're basically not old because you're still having quite some time left, which is totally the case, which is totally the truth, and which is totally going to be the thing. The problem is, and this is also one of the reasons why I'm pointing this out, I'm not going to rant about this singular person that was just replying to me, and I appreciate it. I actually appreciate that people are reading it and whatnot, and that they're actually replying, even though it is such a reply. The reply somehow was that life expectations aren't going to be 100 years, which is something that I have been basically saying, something that I was basing my quote-unquote theory and on my little article on, and also that the older you get, the shittier you're going to feel just because you're getting old. The thing is, it is not a bad reply, and I can understand these people, and I also can understand this particular person, saying okay, I don't feel that this is actually something that's right because life expectations aren't 100 and other point. The thing is, every single time when you're doing something, when you're basically standing up for yourself, when you're standing up for other people, when you're trying to do something, there is going to be people and there are going to be people that are going to talk about their opinion. As well as you have been talking, and I have also been talking about my opinion, there are going to be people, and you're not asking for their opinion. They're going to tell you their opinion. They're gonna talk about it because this is something that we all do. This is something that we all are doing. We all like to talk about ourselves. We all like to talk about our own opinions, which is fine. I get it. It is fine. It is fine talking about oneself and those things. But there are always gonna people. There are always gonna be people, no matter what you're putting out, whether it be a video, whether it be a blog post, whether it be a picture on Instagram, whether it be something, and whether it be people online or people that are just in your neighborhood or just your friends. There is going to be people saying, okay, I would have done it in a different way. I would have done it in this way because I think it is better. I think what you said there is not particularly right because I think it is not particularly right. I think that this post isn't good because the post isn't good, because this other post is a little bit better, because the picture is better than on the other post. There are always going to be people that are talking about something. There are always going to be people that are just talking about their opinions. And the problem is that you don't have to listen. You don't even have to reply. You could just step away. But I believe that listening and just seeing those people and just also being a little bit empathetic and trying to understand them is particularly important, because there isn't always going to be shit. There's not always going to be shit in the comments. There are not always going to be shitty replies. There are not always going to be people talking shit between the lines of complete bullshit. There is going to be something valuable. And this valuable thing, you can pick that. You can pick that and use it for yourself. You can pick that and use it for doing something that's amazing, doing something that's pretty cool. But you can also or only do that if you actually listen to the people. But if you don't listen, you can't see anything. If you don't listen, you can't hear anything. And if you don't listen, you can't pick out anything. And this is what I want to say. This is what I wanted to say. But I'm going to reply. I'm going to reply to this person, even though I don't yet know what I should be replying, because I can understand that. But still, I don't know. The whole purpose of the post was that when you're 30 years old, then of course, and which is the case for this particular person, when you're 30 years old, of course, some time passed, but you're still having so much time left. And just thinking about what you're able to do or what you were able to do up to this point, especially when you say like, okay, I feel like some time has passed, 30 years. I'm just 19, nearly 19, and I'm 18 right now. And I've still seen quite something, and I've still managed to do quite something, and I've still just experienced some things. And if I think about actually doing this once again, having another 18 years several times actually in front of me, it is amazing. And it's also the case for this particular person, Let's say this particular person will be 90 years old. Then there's also going to be double the amount of what he also lived or what he already lived in front of him, which is amazing. Which really is amazing. But yeah, let's actually move through the Reddit once again. Image, Keanu Reeves. No, I do not want to have it in a... Every struggle in your life has shaped you into the person you are today. Be thankful for the hard times. They can only make you stronger. Keanu Reeves. I would say yes. I would say this is really truthful, and this is the truth, and it's cool. I like it. And that's it. I like it. Another image. If you feel like you're losing everything, remember that trees lose their leaves every year, and they'll still stand tall and wait for better days to come. Fortunately, we are not trees. Fortunately, we can be doing something different, which is the beauty of it, I guess, because we can walk, we can do other things. But I've never ever stood kind of this quote-unquote metaphor about that we should be happy that we are not trees. I always kind of feel like that... there is no chance, or there was no chance that we're going to be a tree. Unless, actually, like, trees are really, like, they are beings, but, I think they can't think. But we can think, and we can do something like I'm doing right now, just talking, basically, to people. But I don't know. It is something that's a little bit like, I don't know. Maybe this is, maybe I do just need to see more things. Maybe I do just need to experience more, to being able to feel that in such a way. But I don't know. The next one is, don't be distracted by the naysayers. When setting out on a journey, do not seek advice from someone who never left home. I would say that this is also right. And it is a little bit fearful that I'm only seeing things that I'm having to agree with. But I would actually say yes. Because thinking about those people and seeing what they have done in their life and then giving a fuck about their advice. Of course, I once have to say, and once again have to point out, that listening to the people is never ever something that's fucked up and bad and whatnot. Listening is good, But you don't have to act on what everybody is saying to you. You don't even have to act what anybody is saying to you. Therefore, it's important to see whom is talking to you and which position this person is in. Of course, when you're an entrepreneur and somebody else coming up to you and is like, okay, you can make so much more money if you do this and that, but this person is not an entrepreneur and this person has never been in the economy and this person has only been a teacher or whatnot, then of course you're gonna doubt what the person is saying and you're gonna doubt that this information that the person is giving you is good because it makes sense, because you get the point. Another one. I'm gonna leave out the image there because I kind of feel like that, no. Maybe also because of YouTube and those things. I'm not quite sure, Image. 2 years ago, this prologue gave me the confidence that I could learn anything. I hope you guys find it motivating too. Considering how many fools can calculate, it is surprising that it should be thought either difficult or a tedious task for any other fool to learn how to master the same tricks. Some calculus tricks are quite easy, some are enormously difficult. The fools who write the textbooks of advanced mathematics, and they are mostly clever fools, seldom take the trouble to show you how easy the easy calculations are. On the contrary, they seem to desire to impress you with their tremendous cleverness, but going about it in the most difficult way. Being myself a remarkably stupid fellow, I have had to unteach myself the difficulties and now beg to present to my fellow fools the parts that are not hard. Master these thorough, and the rest will follow. What one fool can do, another one can. This is also right. And it's actually it's actually a little bit like really fearful that it is like I have to agree with most of these things here. It's amazing. It actually is amazing, because most often you can see things and some a little bit oversaturated things, and then you know what I mean. But it is right. We all can be rich. We all can be like Jeff Bezos and having a more than $100 billion company, I assume. I don't know how much Amazon worth. Yeah, I've misspelled that completely. Thanks, El. How much is Amazon's net worth? Jeff Bezos sold 1.8 billion worth of Amazon shares in July, and what journal? Blah, 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 blah. Amazon net worth. I just want to see that. Maybe you want to see that as well. Therefore, I'm gonna show you. Like at this point in time, we are at. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they have nearly been at $1 trillion because they are now at 870 billion. 800 billion. Imagine what you could buy with 800 billion. Quite a lot of cookies and quite a lot of fucking food or quite a lot of shoes. If you are into shoes, I don't know. Whatever you're into too, this is going to be making you able to, and I really have to upvote this one, because I think it's true. I think it's a good one. I really believe in that. I really believe that we all are able to do what anybody else was able to do, because why not? Of course, there is talent. Of course, there is genes. Of course, there are some other factors. But in theory, we all are able to do that. Therefore, try out shit, I guess. Another image. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Yeah, I don't know. I think the question is like, are they going to be discouraged? My divorce is making slow progress. I should read never discourage anyone. It should read never discourage anyone. Unless they are a tyrant like... Never mind. Oh my god. Another image. And this is like a tree. Be like a tree, absorb the bad, relax, process, grow, and let it out as love. I like that. I like just generosity, being kind, being a good person, not being a fucking asshole, and just seeing the good in life and just emphasizing the good in life, which is definitely something that we all are able to do. We all are able to just underline those things that are actually good in life. Of course, we are often gonna just think about the negative shit. Totally. Don't give up. Shout out to everyone making progress that no one recognizes because you never let anyone see your darkest moments. You've been silently winning battles and transforming yourself. Be proud of every step you're making in the right direction. Keep going because you got this. Amazing. I mean, only amazing things here. It's just insane. It's just insane that there is only amazing things in here. I like this Reddit. It's links, as always, are going to be down in the description and also in the show notes if you are willing to just have a look at this Reddit as well, because it is good. And so far it is kind of the opposite of Instagram, where it's like, if you aren't an entrepreneur, you are a piece of shit. which is basically like Instagram self-development in a nutshell. So I'm sorry, I at least feel that way. Unfortunately, it is something that I have seen, and I always see, like, once I've actually kind of been thinking and I'm talking about it on the podcast, and the first picture that I've seen on Instagram, just because I've just showed up my, or I've shown you my Instagram feed, and the first one was actually some sort of this case, some sort of this thing. And it always is like I can understand entrepreneurship is something that's particularly trendy right now. It is something that's cool right now, but not everybody has to be an entrepreneur. Definitely not. And not everybody should actually be an entrepreneur as well. Every single day you make a choice. This image helps me remember that I have full control over my reactions to my environment. In what ways does it help you? Every single day you make a choice. And now for all the podcast listeners, there is somebody, so it's a bus, apparently. Apparently it is a bus, and on one side, which is the right side, there is a guy sitting. On the left side, there's also a guy sitting. So they're basically sitting next to each other, like on different seats, basically. The one on the left side of the bus and the one on the right side of the bus. And the one on the right side of the bus is just having a pretty nice view on some mountains and some nice, maybe sunrise or dawn. I don't know. Could be both. And on the left side, the guy is just next to the wall, because they're just driving on a mountain, and there is going to be a side where the mountain is, and there is going to be the side where everything nice is. And the other guy that is on the side of the mountain is really kind of not smiling and is really sad and everything, because he didn't make the right choice to just sit on the other side where everything is nice and pretty, I guess. And the other guy is sitting on the nice and pretty side, and he's fucking smiling and he's happy, and he's also making some photos there, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's an okay picture, I think. But the message is cool. We all have the choice, and we all are definitely having the choice to feel about situations or scenarios in a different way than we would normally be feeling about them, I would say. But I think this is actually going to be the end of the episode, because, the 2 episodes that I've recorded today, or I have been recording today, they've actually been pretty nice. But I'm also having to do quite some things today. Therefore, gonna end the episode there. 20 minutes, really fine, really cool, really like compact, and a lot of value and a lot of stuff and a lot of energy into these 20 minutes. I at least hope that you've liked it, that you've liked this episode, and that I've been able to give you some value in here. And I hope that I've also cut it in a nice way and not in a shitty way. Sometimes it's happening, sometimes it's fine. But yeah, I'm going to see you the next time. I at least hope so. Please stay subscribed and subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel, so that you're not going to miss out on any good and valuable information. But yeah, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, because we can all just be nice people and then being remembered as nice people. It's working, in theory. Of course, there is going to be some people that hate you just because there are so many people on this planet. It just has to be the case. There's no way around it, at my point of view. And 3 other questions that I hope that you're going to ask yourself are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? Those 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business ideas, since a lot of companies started out with solving something that really pissed them off. And with that being said, I'll see you the next time. Please subscribe, and thanks a lot for just staying with me. I appreciate that so much. I couldn't even just tell it to you, unfortunately. Like, I can say it, but I don't know. I could lie, but I'm not lying. I really am not lying. It just means so much to me. It really does. I'm gonna see you the next time.